Welcome to Film Civic Action, the podcast that shines a light on community initiatives making a difference. I'm Ernie Vo.
And I'm Bing Longakit. Today, we're honored to have with us two remarkable women from the Witness Project of Las Vegas, a nonprofit dedicated to educating and raising awareness about breast and cervical cancer among women in our community.
That's great. Thank you, Bing.
Yes.
Please welcome Ms. Monette Wilson, Secretary of the Witness Project of Las Vegas, and Henrietta Connor, the former president or the current president of the Witness Project of Las Vegas. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you
Welcome.
for having us.
Welcome to the podcast. Monette is originally from St. Louis, Missouri. After receiving a scholarship, she attended Washington University in St. Louis to study pre-med. She then transferred to the Missouri Institute of Technology to study electronics in Kansas City, Missouri. She followed her mom to Las Vegas in 1978 and graduated with an associate degree in 1981 from CSN. In addition, she graduated from UNLV with a bachelor's degree of science in education in 2007 and her master's degree in education with emphasis in special ed in 2008. She taught in CCSD for 12 years, teaching students with autism. Her mom is twice a breast cancer survivor. Monette joined the Witness Project of Las Vegas about 9 years ago. She is married for 27 years with 2 children and have 3 adult grandchildren.
Impressive resume, Miss Monette. Very impressive. And just to let you know, I also was from St. Louis, Missouri.
Yes,
I
know
finished
that.
my finished my MBA at Fontbonne University, just right across from George Washington University.
So your neighbors.
Yes, we are neighbors. I am going to talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay, and Miss Henrietta Connor is a resident of Las Vegas for 40 years, Bing.
Yes.
Yeah, her goal is to reach as many women and men and be able to educate them and encourage them to know the signs of breast cancer and cervical cancer because early detection and treatment can help their survival. She has volunteered in many organizations, from volunteering at her children's schools and at Fort Carson Military Hospital. She became the president of the Sickle Cell Associations in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and in Las Vegas. She has volunteered for the Witness Project of Las Vegas for the last 5 years. She recently received, look at these accomplishments,
Congratulations.
Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award, the Certificate of Special Congressional Recognition Award,
Yes.
recognition and award certificate from the Governor's Office of the State of Nevada. I just want one big.
Very impressive. Very impressive, Henrietta.
Miss Henrietta, you are very well accomplished.
Now let's proceed.
Respectable woman. Thank you.
Monette, could you start by sharing the mission and purpose of the Witness Project of Las Vegas?
The Witness Project of Las Vegas exists to help educate the community about breast and cervical cancer awareness. We go around to community centers and senior centers and talk about breast cancer prevention and awareness.
Yes.
That's very, very impactful, Miss Monette. So, Miss Henrietta, Miss Connor, how does the program operate within the community?
We go throughout the community. We go to seniors' homes. We go into churches wherever we can to get the word out about breast cancer for men and women, and cervical cancer also. And our goal is to try to educate as many as we can wherever we can about breast cancer and cervical cancer.
Yeah, so it's a community outreach.
Yes, it is.
Of some
Yes,
kind,
it is.
right?
Yes.
So, Monette, how has your personal journey influenced your involvement with the Witness Project?
My mom is a breast cancer survivor. My mom's name is Dorothy. She's 88. She'll be 89. And she survived breast cancer twice. So because of that, I decided to join the Witness Project of Las Vegas with her.
I see. I see.
So I haven't experienced it myself. Thank goodness. I don't want to, but I joined the Witness Project to teach people about breast cancer survival and early detection because of my mom being a survivor.
I see. I see. So your mom is a cancer survivor, I suppose.
Twice.
Twice. Wow.
She's had breast cancer twice.
Can you share with us some personal experience going through that?
The first time was in 1986, and she was exercising and she found a lump, and she went and had it checked, and they told her that she had breast cancer.
Wow. Wow.
And then it was about 6 years later, in '92, she discovered she had breast cancer again, and she went through, saw her doctors, and did what she was supposed to do to stay healthy, and we still have her. She's still here, but she has had 2 mastectomies. She's a double breast cancer survivor.
Wow.
And as far as I know now, it's been in remission all these years. She's doing fine.
Okay. That's a really good story.
That's incredible. Wow.
It is.
Wow. So, how about you, Miss Henrietta? What inspired you to become the president of this Witness Project?
I had been into the Witness Project just as a visitor, but then I also had breast cancer myself. And so I am a 7-year survivor. But I also had a family history of cancer, breast cancer, so I really wanted to get the word out that this is something that women have to take their time to really get to know their bodies and to understand that if you get early diagnosis, you improve your chances of survival.
I see. So when you first learned that you have this cancer, or the Witness program was already...
Yes, it was. Yes, yes, it
Okay.
was. And I had a friend that brought me into the Witness program also. So
Great. That's great. So both of you, Henrietta and Monette, can you share some success stories or feedback you've received from the community?
for me, it's been that we have been asked to go to different programs and present our information that we had, and to let them know that we were there for them if they needed assistance to get to the mammograms and mammo vans and whatever, was in town.
Okay. How about you, Monette?
I like the fact that we go to talk to the seniors in Las Vegas. We go to a lot of senior citizen apartments, complexes, and we also go to a lot of senior community centers. And they always have really good questions, and they always ask us back again. They want us to come 2 or 3 times a year. So we try to go to at least 2 or 3 presentations a month. And just giving them the information about the breast cancer. Just about everybody that we present it to has a family member that's been affected by breast cancer or some type of cancer. So it's, and they ask really good questions. Once a young man, an older gentleman, asked me the prevalence of breast cancer in men. Men get breast cancer too.
Yeah, that's true.
And he said,
That's true.
and we found out that it's only 1% in men, but they still get breast cancer.
Does it also, or is it called breast cancer also?
Yes.
I think for males.
Not aware.
Yeah. So for those who would like to attend those sessions, those outreach activities that you have, how will they reach you? How will they know about the schedule?
We usually just go into, like she said, into senior homes or wherever we can, and we have information that we would leave for them. If they wanted to have a presentation at in their community or whatever, and they could get in touch with us, we'd leave our number and everything for them to contact us. And then we'd set up a schedule to go in and do a presentation or whatever they wanted in the community.
Yeah, yeah.
Within a sample of that population, what is the age group usually of the population that gets diagnosed with cancer?
Well, they can as early as 40, but I think it's been before then, but very few before then, but they ask that we get a mammogram at least starting at the age of 40.
Okay.
And I have met people that are 93 years old. I mean, they can have breast cancer up to that age.
So, yeah, as noble as that undertaking is, what challenges does the Witness Project face in its mission?
It's trying to get people, women in particular, to understand that I always tell them we put our families first. But we have to start putting ourselves first also. We have to take care of ourselves in order to be able to take care of our families.
That's correct. Thank you, Ms. Henriette. How about you, Ms. Monette? What
I have a
challenges have
couple
you
of
faced?
statistics
Yeah.
for you. They're from 2022 from the American Cancer Society. It says all ages of women with breast cancer, 287,850. Ages less than 50 years old, 47,550.
Wow.
Ages more than 50 years old, 240,300.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ages less than 65 years old, 143,360.
Wow.
And then over 65 years old, 144,490. So that's the prevalence and the ages of the people, women who mostly get breast cancer.
So the prevalence of breast cancer, is it all over the USA, the statistics that you just mentioned?
This is from the United States.
For the United States.
The whole U.S.
Yes.
The same question that I asked Ms. Henrietta, what challenges did or has the Witness Project been encountering, Ms. Monette?
We mostly have challenges with volunteers. We always need a lot of help and a lot of people, but a lot of our members work, and even some of the ones that are retired, they may be not healthy and can't participate. But to get the word out, we always do flyers and put them on people's doors and send them to the community centers before we come. So let them know that we're coming to the presentation that particular day.
So in relation with that, so how can our listeners and those who watch our podcast can support or get involved with the Witness Project of Las Vegas?
We can leave some information, phone numbers, and we have a email address that they can get in touch
We have a website.
with us through there.
Yeah.
And I can leave my phone number. They, if you want, and then they can contact us that way too, or Monette that way.
Okay, so we'll get those websites and phone numbers.
Yes.
And emails as well.
Yes.
And we'll post it in our podcast.
Okay.
So usually, aside from going to different senior homes, those places, are there other places where you make presentations or that?
Anywhere that we're asked to go to, we'll go to churches.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you usually go there by invitation, or do you just go there?
Well, most of the time we approach them, and see if it's okay if we can come in and do a presentation.
I see.
And then hopefully word of mouth to get around, and then we can, spread out.
Yeah.
And I would love to go to different communities. I don't care the nationality or whatever. Cancer does not discriminate.
So for the Filipino American communities out there, there are, as you know, there are 46 active organizations as far as Filipinos are in Las Vegas. So we are actively also asking them right now. So if you need some insights or presentation from Ms. Henrietta Connor and Ms. Monette, please reach out to them, and we'll be posting them.
Yes.
Yes.
Our information.
Their contact information.
Or if you have the contact information, you can say in the telephone number.
Yeah, and for sure, we are also officers of the Filipino Association, Civic Action International. We probably will schedule for the Witness Project to give us a presentation.
Yeah.
So
That will be
we
fine.
will do that.
That'd be fine.
Yeah.
So this podcast is also a program of the Filipino or the Film Civic Action International, or we proudly call it PASAI, which I am the current president, and Attorney Bing as the vice president. And we have our able and very generous executive director, Dr. Philip Alirash.
Yes.
You can always reach out to him for some. He knows you personally.
Yeah.
So, thank you, and really appreciate that.
Before we proceed, I see some slides that you have here, Miss Henrietta. Is this the one that you present?
Yes, it is.
Have those
It's the one that we have when we do our outreach. And we also have a projector that we can project the slides onto the
Just-
wall or whatever.
One quick question,
Yeah.
though. I'm kind of really wondering why is it the breast cancer is so prevalent? I mean, what's going
I
on with it?
don't really know the question. I mean, the answer to that question. I do know that more more black women died from breast cancer.
Statistics show.
Yes.
Is it
yes.
really?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do believe that it's also because we are more apt to put it off going to see the doctor.
I see.
I think that in my heart, that's what I feel.
I think if I may share some cultural insights to Filipino women, they're kind of shy. So they don't want to
Go out there.
Yeah.
grow their body parts, and they just keep quiet. They
Yeah.
don't want to tell.
And that might be a part
others.
of our problem also, you know, for women, because I did have a male doctor, and at the time I was wishing I would have had a woman, you know, doctor just to relate to me there.
Yeah.
And maybe that's part of the problem too, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, going back to Monette, I have a question, Monette, because you have a personal experience with breast cancer with your mom. Can you share some insights or personal stories on how she discovered it, what she went through, and how she kind of cured herself? Yeah.
My mom discovered she had breast cancer when she was exercising. She found a lump in her breast, and she went to the doctor to see about it. But before, I believe it was before my mom. It's hard to remember. It was a long time ago. Her sister also had breast cancer. I believe my mom had it first, then her sister, and then my mom got it a second time. And unfortunately, we lost my aunt, my mom's sister. Her name was Evelyn. We lost her to breast cancer, which spread to her pancreas, and she died of pancreatic cancer. But my mom was exercising and found a lump, and she went to her doctor and had it checked out. And then she went and did what the doctor said, and she's still here. She survived her breast cancer.
Wow.
That's a great story.
It was in the 90s, right? The first time she got diagnosed.
The first time she had it was 86, and then she got it 6 years later in 92.
And I suppose at that time, the Witness Project was still not in existence.
I don't think it was in Las Vegas yet.
It's been almost 15 years.
Yeah, long time.
So, Miss Monette and Miss Henrietta, thank you for sharing your insights and the incredible work you're doing with the Witness Project of Las Vegas. We really appreciate your
Yes.
guesting and seat with us here.
Your dedication is truly inspiring. We encourage our listeners to support this vital initiative.
Thank you so much for having us.
I really appreciate it so much.
Are there other specific stories that you might want to share? You know, when you were visiting other places, what testimonies and discoveries, and how did they survive?
Well, I have a story that, as I said, with the 93-year-old. I was getting in the elevator after I found out I did have breast cancer, and I was just barely starting my journey with it. And I got in the elevator, and I opened the door for this woman, very beautiful woman. She didn't even look like she was 93, and so I held the door open for her, and she told me that she was fighting breast cancer at 93. And I thought that was amazing because breast, like I say, it doesn't discriminate, age, color, whatever. It hits anybody. And so we started talking, and but to know that I was not the only one. That because when you find out it's cancer, it's kind of like you want to reach out to somebody.
Exactly. Yeah.
And to me, that was good to know that there was somebody that was going through the same thing I was going through, but she was way older than I was, but she still kept this positive, attitude.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be really personal about this, but it's just a quick question. How did you take that when you found out about it? I mean, what was your reaction?
When I found out I had cancer, I was afraid at first, but and I tell this story all the time. I told my kids that I had breast cancer, but I also had started dating a guy, and I told him to pray for me one day when he was going to church, and he said, "For what?" And I said, "I'll tell you, later on." But then after that, when he found out, he said, I want to go with you for the neck. I told him I needed to go for another mammogram. He said, I want to go with you. And I didn't take him. He got upset, but he was with me all through. So I had a support system there. But I also reached out to other cancer associations to see if I could find a partner or somebody to talk to. I couldn't. I don't know why at the time. And that's one thing that I think that we do need, is to be able to have a connection that when you find out you do have cancer, that you can call and actually get that support from women that have gone through that
Exactly.
experience before, to give you that push. And Monette's mother she's very inspirational to me.
That's
she really is.
knowing that you're not alone actually really helps.
It does. It really does.
To those who are watching us and are listening, please don't hesitate to contact the Witness Project. Can you share your website address and the email?
Do you have that, Monette? I don't have that on.
It's I just kind of remember it and know it by heart. It's www.witnessprojectlv.org.
Okay.
So it's www.witnessprojectlv.org.
Great.
Thank you so
So
much.
please don't hesitate to visit that site, and all the resources available will be there.
Yes.
Yes. So,
And as Attorney Bing mentioned earlier, especially in the Filipino community, a lot of Filipino women are really conservative, and
yeah,
they're just not, as
as open, as shy.
open to going to the doctor to be checked, because because of they're very conservative. But we highly encourage all of you out there, to get checked. Because you'll never know, it can be safe, and you can be safe.
Yep.
Right.
That's right.
Get yourself checked, even if you don't have the symptoms. I think regular health checkup is
Yes.
necessary.
And also to do self-exams.
Yes.
You can do self-exams in the shower. You can do self-exams of your breast laying down with your arms up. Whatever way you can feel around your breast to make there's, even under your arms.
Oh, Phil, I have a question. Is that true with men as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Men feel they can have lumps,
Like
knots or whatever.
check
underneath
ourselves in the shower.
their chest, yes.
But it's not as prevalent.
It is not. No.
But
No, it's very seldom, but
the percentage is like zero, and there is a
possibility.
it's a possibility.
of
Yes.
breast cancer.
Yes.
So once again, thank you so much for
Thank you.
yes,
Thank you.
Thank you
so much for having
your
us.
presence.
Thank you.
That's all for today's episode of Film Civic Action. Until next time, stay informed and stay empowered.
Good night now.
Thank you. Have a good one. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Magandang umaga.
Mayong gabi, may buntag, kaninyong tanan.
Marazona do you, Marazona buntik sa inyo tanan dito. Hasa sure go.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.